Hi everyone, this is Lindsay with Garden of the Salish Sea Curriculum. Today we're going to be creating a paper model of our watershed. What is a watershed? Well, the name might make you think that it's a shed with water. Think of shedding like moving off, like a pet when it sheds its hair. A watershed is the area of land that drains into a body of water. So if you think of this in 3 dimensions, you can almost picture a bathtub whose sides are made up with peaks of mountains. All the water from this area sheds into one location. In our case, we live in the Salish Sea Watershed. Let's take a moment to recognize where we are. The Coast Salish peoples have a saying, when the tide is out, the table is set. The Coast Salish people rely on the natural resources of the Salish Sea and have been stewards of this land and the traditional and customary fishing grounds for thousands of years, and they continue to rely on these resources today. How do you think that your actions might impact the health of the Salish Sea watershed? We are going to use a model to see how common pollutants travel through the watershed. I'm going to give you a bird's eye view as I create this model. I'm going to start with a piece of paper and I'm going to draw on it with a pen. I'm just going to give us some rough roads. So there's going to be kind of a grid that happens here in a city. Maybe there's roads that go both ways, but then maybe there's a downtown area that's a lot more condensed. I'm going to use boxes to represent the houses. So I'm just going to quickly add some houses here. Like I said, really dense in the city, downtown area, and then more spread out throughout everywhere else. Maybe this section is going to be a park. We're going to have some large farms. There's going to be maybe a big parking lot here. And some more houses. Now I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to crumple it up. And then I'm going to uncrumple it. About halfway. And I'm going to use this another piece of paper and stick it underneath there and actually tape this first one to it. That's going to create kind of the contours that create our city. So we're going to use blue to represent our water. So we're going to start with our oceans. Maybe it kind of comes around here. There's our ocean. We also are going to have some snowpack. Up here in this area. Maybe there's some rivers that come down these valleys. Maybe a small lake down here. I'm just going to kind of color that in. Quick scribbles. We're going to use the green permanent marker to represent our vegetation. So this is a forested area, so it's going to be nice and green. Some of our farms will be nice and green. This park. And then some of the yards of these houses. So our vegetation reduces the amount of erosion that happens when it rains. Cover crops are planted to serve this purpose. Maybe one half of this field had cover crops and the other didn't. So on this other side of the road, I'm gonna put some brown sugar that's gonna represent our loose soil that can erode when it rains. Think of how many people in your city have dogs. 1 gram of dog poop, roughly the size of a marble, contains 23 million fecal bacteria. Well, the majority of people pick up after their pets. When they don't, this pollution gets added to the watershed. So maybe in this section is gonna be a dog park, and it's got more sources than most. Most people pick up after their pet, but maybe there's this one route that doesn't get picked up, and maybe one person doesn't pick up after their pet. So they have a lot of dog poop in their yard. And then maybe one of these farms has livestock. And so the livestock have waste that's a source of poop as well. Red is going to indicate our chemicals like pesticides or fertilizers. So maybe this one farm has pesticides that they use. We're going to add some red there. Maybe this nice green yard has fertilizer that gets added. And then in a town, there are a lot of cars. And so when people wash their cars, soap is left behind. So I'm gonna add some yellow soap. Maybe this person didn't use a car wash. Car washes, they actually treat their soapy water. But we're gonna add some yellow for soap. Cars can also leak oil and gas. This is more prevalent on the roads, so I'm gonna put some here on the roads. And then there's gonna be more in the parking lot. But maybe this person has a leaky car. But the parking lot has quite a bit. Okay, now we're gonna spray water on our model. Here's a picture of the watershed model after it's kind of had a chance to dry, so that you can see where the pollutants went. Take a second to look at it and analyze what this model is showing us. Look at the locations of the healthy and polluted water. Where would you want to collect your drinking water in this model? Think about the relationship between the pollution we put into this model and the health of our oceans. How does this relate to the pollution in the Salish Sea and the organisms that live within it? Want to make your own watershed model? Here are the supplies you need: a spray bottle, water, 2 sheets of paper, clear tape, brown sugar, a pencil or black permanent pen, green permanent pen, and then red, brown, yellow, black, and blue of either a vis-a-vis pen or washable marker. For more information about this experiment and Garden of the Salish Sea's other lessons, please visit our website at gardensalishsea.org.